first one I'm going to talk about is simple celebrations. Family is very important to me, and I just like writing pieces of music that is relative to home and to childhood and to the positive family bonds that I have. That's my grandma. Who grew up in the Glenbeulah area, for those familiar with the area. And what I gained from that was being able to score on the computer. So it's a lot of work to take that improv and translate it describe it into a score, and then make it repeatable. And so these are some of the images that tie back to some of the music. So this is my rock star stage. I know. So we played down in Milwaukee, but I had to learn how to play with a group. More hooky than a full piano solo work. But what I learned through this process was how not to get signed as a band. we were labeled Milwaukee's best unsigned band. We're still unsigned, so. But we had some success. We actually ended up playing at Summerfest for like 6 years on the Wenig stage. So that's my claim to fame. Yeah. What was the band at that time? Oh my God. We were the 2 o'clock band, she was the 10 o'clock band. But still. All right. So what did I learn during this? Or what I gained was that knowledge of how to play in the studio and the stage mechanics. The monitoring, the speakers, very loud phase of my musical career. But it was really important to learn how to create as a group. It's one thing to write a piano solo piece of work, but then to work with 4 other individuals. A lot of compromise, but a lot of wonderful things came from it that I would not have thought of in creating music. So it was just a lot of fun and energetic. So then, after that phase, I got married, had a son, lived in Kohler. Our son George, he played piano, and so this is a video that I could watch forever. I'm sorry, I'm going to make you guys watch some of it. But this is George, and this is our first piano duet together.
Can you play it again?
And that's how we started doing some duets.
To work on that.
So, what was really nice about George
That's fine.
was
I almost hit my glass.
Daddy, don't do
we never had to force him to sit down and play piano. We just naturally did it. So it was a really good symbiotic process for us. What's fun about this is the bottom piece here is written by Carl Philipp Emanuel Bach. And the other part was written by me. This is a composition. So this is where I felt like I got the opportunity to collaborate with the masters. There was one direction, it wasn't obviously bi-directional because they've been long gone. But what did I learn during this phase? Website design. So I stood up this piano measures for a summer project for George and I. That lasted about 2 weeks. And then I picked it up to put my own stuff on there. But it was just a fun time to get together and play.
Collaborating with Denver.
You got the right place, my man.
I was going to say, there's probably a better way to say it.
No, we're really good at that here.
There we go. That's all right. And then the last part of the musical journey that brings us to Parlor Lights is playing as an ensemble. So my niece Monica had, for wedding, said, "Hey Tom, can you arrange something and have the family play it together like a prelude?" And that has now started, a series of. I'm on my 6th niece now to play for their weddings. So it's been a lot of fun. And that's my nephew Tom and my brother John and Kendra and Joey. And this is just a musical piece that I wrote for my parents for their 60th wedding anniversary, and now I play for every wedding. So it's a lot of fun. And it's great when you can celebrate it with things beyond the piano. There's a trumpet in there, cello, I started to enjoy that. And then if I make a mistake, they cover. And like, so it's always, it's that team effort that really helps. And just celebrate with family. So it brings us finally to Parlor Lights. All those elements come together for me for this project. It brings me joy to connect to the past. I enjoy the heritage and the depth. In fact, the picture you see here is my great-grandfather and grandmother, and they're in their parlor. Christmas lights. So I think it was, my great-grandfather was like designated the best fiddle player in Wisconsin in the 1940s. So he was a big musician, and my great-grandmother wrote music, and we've been playing, everyone plays piano in our family. I like creating something that didn't exist before. I like playing with timeless instruments. In this digital world with auto-tune and synthesizers, it's just a little too much. I need something bounded and being able to create within that constraint. And then just adding the musical works. I really have now a better appreciation for Bach and some of the classic composers there. And then getting to experience the musical energy with others. I really enjoy playing with Mary and Andrew. It's fun to hear how they interpret the music and then work and bounce off of each other. And then when you play together, that's awesome. And it's fun to do as a group. So it all comes together for Parlor Lights. So.